Okay. The reason why we're here today is I thought that might be a good idea that we create some kind of a long form content where we talk about drummers and put some kind of a spotlight or a focus on a drummer that we mutually pick, like me, Zulyad, by some other people who are gonna join us. Like we mutually pick one guy and we try and dig into their discography. So the aim for this entire exercise is যে আমরা we're gonna try and pick a drummer that all of us are usually like an influenced by, or like most of us are. So I mean, think like if we think about like drummers in Bangladesh, like let's say you, me, even like Dio Bhai as well. I think one of the drummers that we are usually, I think it's very easy to say that we're influenced by is like Jose Pasillas. Yeah, and among other drummers here.
Before we come to Jose Casillas, I just wanted to touch upon how you said drummers in Bangladesh. They're a very small community at the end of the day.
মোটামুটি yep.
And speaking of that, I think it's also important to recognize that we are inspired by or influenced by very মানে আমরা যারা আমাদের জেনারেশন যারা আমরা তখন we're basically recognized as unks
Yeah.
by this generation.
Yeah.
So আমরা তো ধরো when we grew up we didn't have the luxury of YouTube or other stuff. আমরা DVD পাইতাম ধরো কারোর থেকে ইনস্পায়ার, right? ওখান থেকে ধরো ইনকিউবেস পেতাম, অডিও স্লেভ, হ্যাঁ, and then like let's say Led Zeppelin, এগুলো নিয়ে আমরা ধরো দেখতাম, and then we'll see, or ধরো IHCP for that matter, okay? And I think a lot of the drummers from our generation, they were very much influenced by certain kinds of drummers. Yeah, specifically like you said, Rosie Pasilla, yeah, because Incubus, Chad Smith, because like I mean myself, Chad Smith, he's my hero on a show. But yes, Jose Pasillas has had a huge impact. Yeah, and I don't think he even realizes how much of an he has had in a small country in Asia. Yeah, but I mean, listening to songs from Incubus definitely did give us an in, yeah, onto the drums. Yeah, with other drummers for sure. But since we're here to talk about Jose Pasillas today, so yeah, since as you mentioned, I think like if you were to ask me, sorry, I'm talking on
Yes,
like if you were to ask me, I feel like Jose Pasillas, and this is my strong opinion, is one of the most underrated drummers in the world.
100%. That's pepper. I definitely feel as well. কি করতেছস তুই রিচার্ড? তুই
So how I'm doing country. So
that.
At first listen, all of this might feel extremely complex. But what makes Jose Pasillas underrated is that he doesn't overwhelm you with a lot of technique. His genius, it reveals itself after repeated listens. While many drummers command attention through speed and complexity, Jose commands attention through feel, groove, and the ability to make unconventional drum parts sound completely natural. Just look at this.
But yeah, I completely agree. I think like Jose Pasillas, like if not the most, very hard to say that, but like definitely one of the most underrated drummers in the entire world.
yeah.
Because I mean, you think about Incubus, a lot of people would, I think, like squarely focus on Brandon Boyd and the kind of persona that he brings. So just by virtue of being a frontman sometimes, or like even if that's not the case, just how good Brandon Boyd is, more often than not, people associate Incubus with Brandon Boyd, and eventually with Honey Association, the theme is it. The next best thing would be Mike Eisinger.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it takes a lot of effort for someone to actually dig deep and find that Jose Pasillas is playing on the
And
drum.
I think this has made an impact on certain things, like let's say hello. No, but my surprise guess. Hey.
Let's go!
We've got an even better drummer for you guys. Who is, bro? I'm the upcoming minority. What's up, bro?
But like, okay, okay. I'm starstruck right now.
Bro, what a show! What a show! What a show! Chaos and
Yeah, complete starstruck moment. And the special guest did not give us consent to record them, so most of the non essential bits have been taken out and the essential ones blurred out.
Yeah. I mean, as I was saying, like, I mean, if you think about Incubus, Brandon Boyd, or maybe like after that, Mike Eisinger, ওখান পর্যন্ত the association থেমে যায়. it takes a lot of effort for someone to dig deep and notice the drum ta keno choto. And then behind there is an even smaller guy playing it. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it takes a lot of effort for someone to find that who Jose Pasillas is. But his body of work speaks for itself, but it's difficult to get there. And I think generally a lot of drummers who are I wouldn't use the word passionate, but drummers who are curious enough essentially end up with, finding who Jose Pasillas is. Yeah. But I think generally hoy na. And I think that which is why I agree. He's actually one of the most underrated drummers in the world.
আপনি আপনি হোজে পেসিয়াসকে করছেন কবে? ডিসকভার করছেন কবে? মানে as in did you how did you find out that his name is Jose Pasillas?
There's a question to you. Please answer.
2006.
Like a Wikipedia দেখে. We'll go to Wikipedia first.
আর ওই কারাই উইকিপিডিয়া ছিল না probably.
না সেটা ছিল আমরা জাস্ট জানতাম আমাদের কাছে ডায়াল-আপ ইন্টারনেট
Isn't that long? It's a recent time.
Yeah,
It's 2 decades.
but these guys were after my ass for a long time to pick up. Yeah,
Jose Pasillas song.
nah, to pick up specifically.
Find me.
Pardon me. আমি তো রুম না আমি জানাই Aren't you glad you did me that?
Yeah, that's I'd be glad that we found this. I think a lot of it, like you're saying, Jay, because of the whole frontman aspect of how electrifying he is on stage, and like with his vocal presence and everything, you kind of forget the other people that are behind the band as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jose Pasillas is one of those people.
Yeah.
Unless you're really curious to find out who he is really, and unless you're a drummer or a musician itself, you wouldn't necessarily know the kind of impact that he's had on the music itself.
There's also another hypothesis that I have. I don't know if you're going to agree to your way, but generally it's very hard for people, or even let's say active musicians who are not big, but someone who's more curious about music than others, to dig deep about a punk drummer.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think. So when Incuba started out, there were more punk roots than anything else.
Very much.
So you listen to the first 2 albums, like Fungus Among Us, is more punk than anything else. And you probably feel okay, it's just another punk album, so I'll probably just listen to the songs and not really explore who the drummer is. Maybe that's another reason why, but maybe, I guess. It's probably something like a hypothesis that I would probably controversially waft.
Sure. I think like you said, ওই আগের অ্যালবামগুলো আমি অতটা অ্যানালিসিস করে শুনি as much as I've heard the other আরো পরের অ্যালবামসগুলো. But I feel like he's evolved into someone more how do I put it? Musical and very rhythmic and very groove centric, rather than punk. Yeah, there's a groove there, but it's not the kind of groove that you would you'd always be dancing to, or you'd be hooked onto, right? So I think Jose Pasillas really kind of mastered that over the years since the first few albums, like I say. Let's say if you were to listen to my favorite song, Megalomania.
Yeah.
And there's this really cool I don't know what kind of groove it is. Keyboard, okay? It's like a break groove, right? It's on the 8, but it's do you know what it's called? বারে বলে দিছি আপনাকে.
তোমাকে কিন্তু আমরা কন্টিনিউয়াসলি প্রশ্ন করবো, সো উত্তর দাও প্লিজ.
What would you call it?
Yeah, that's a straight 8 with the first throwing me off. I don't know what you call that beat.
Filler here and there,
খুবই difficult একটা beat.
So, but once you get the hang of it, you get the hang of it. But it's so normally you would just play a straight 8, right? That's what a rock drummer would do.
Yeah.
But he's not just doing that. He's also he's adding flares. He's adding some levels of musicality. And I feel like he's got some ADHD as well.
Yeah. আমি তোমাকে এটা বলছিলাম, আমি ওনাকে মাল্টিপল টাইমস বলছি, ভাই ওর ADHD কনফার্ম আছে, এত বাজিতেছে কেন, এত বাজিতেছে
And
কেন.
he has mentioned that he has Stuart Copeland as one of his main influences. He stated that before. And I feel like Stuart Copeland is the most ADHD drummer that's out there, right? And he's also mentioned that in one of the episodes in Drumming, where we talked about how he just plays whatever he feels like playing, and it's just, this thing likes it, he likes it. If he doesn't, he'll still play it.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of these amazing things that Jose Pasillas has done has sort of come out from his ADHD as well. It should also because he's also very musical in general.
Yeah.
And he finds the right groups that I've noticed the right groups for this song.
Yeah.
He's not. I don't think he's overplaying. I don't know if you would agree.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he's overplaying. Let's say a drama like Carter Beaufort is overplaying, but does it sound like he's overplaying? No. So that's also kind of like a mark of a really good drummer.
Yeah.
Who kind of knows exactly what to play in that particular song, and it wouldn't sound busy at all.
But what would be your gold standard for Jose Pasillas? Which album, which song? Let's start with an album, then we can start the other what songs.
That's tough stuff. Stellar, pardon me, ki same album na?
Yeah.
What's that album called?
Make yourself.
Make Yourself. That
Yours are looking morning view.
Make yourself morning view to pore. Make yourself with the stellar as make yourself আছে then yes pardon me আছে yeah that's not make yourself. I know this because that's my alarm. That animated album is
and the Megalomaniac album. What's Uji talk shows and YouTube the same album.
that you
Yeah, also on mute is Quazi.
So Agora Korea album. What name ki? Cool. You're feeling more. Yeah, I love that. That's so cool.
so that would be your gold standard. Cooler, which one? Cool After the Murder or Meet Yourself?
Bro, this is
Okay, that's interesting. My gold standard is Morning View. I get into
One of you is IU in as well, right?
yeah. Like, that's why it's the absolute gold standard for that. I mean, that's the absolute gold standard for like any kind of drummer ever.
Yeah.
But like, let's talk about A Crow Left to the Murder first. Like, why do you think that's the gold standard?
Oh man, you asked me the different questions. That I don't know. I feel like if you come from was Morning View before that?
No, Morning View was after.
So Crawl After the Murder for me was
Morning. No, Morning View was before. Before.
right, exactly. Morning View was before. So Crawl After the Murder was the first film that I got introduced to when I was starting out with Incubus. And obviously when if it's the first of a band that you really like, it kind of sticks to you as well.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like something he did this thing particularly really cool. অনেক জোর করে করছে যেটা এটাই জন্য ভালো লাগছে. It was more like because it was the first of Incubus that I've heard. And like for example, like talk shows on you, right? It's on the same album. And what he does in that like how he comes into the song, and then like the hi-hat thing that he does, right? And then how he chases that, like how there's like a certain transition from the verse to the chorus. It's really sweet, and his intricate details with his smaller symbols, the splash symbols and stuff. How he adds a little bit of flair here and there. All this stuff is just really stuck in it. And I kind of like at that point I was also listening to a lot of like Black, right? And okay, but the back to it, like yeah, but at that point he was using a lot of the splash, and then it was so early on in my when I was basically starting off with music and stuff, and তখন overplaying didn't really, we didn't understand what overplaying. We thought Joes bajale Joes ganer sathe jabe, and then over time, over the last 5-6 years, we've come to realize that you need to let things breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's also something that Jose Pasillas does really well, because I think any song that you listen to, I feel like his grooves are always beating a lot. I don't know if you would agree or you would agree, but that is one of the most important aspects of why you would like a song, because you're letting the other instruments, the song itself, breathe with a groove that you're playing really well, with some levels of flair here and there when it's needed.
Yeah.
And if it's not needed, it's called not playing it.
I think that's an interesting point. I think like I wouldn't say that he lets things like lets a song breathe a lot, but maybe there is some kind of a balance, because like while you're talking about songs like, let's say, Talk Shows on Mute or Agoraphobia, in the same album, the title track, like, there is no breathing space. Like even as a listener, when you're listening to A Crow Left to the Murder, like it key with us, like within 3 minutes the entire song is done, but to you when you're listening feels like 6 minutes. I tried picking it up, but boltesila, I'm gonna pick this song up. He's like, good luck.
Yeah, but like
All he said. Good luck.
what I'm trying to say is, I think you're looking into it a little bit too deep, man. I think what I'm trying to get at is the fact that his drumming is not out there.
Yeah. 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 100%.
It's not like you listen to, let's say, some Dave Matthews songs, and while it sounds amazing, sometimes I'd be like, maybe I wouldn't have done this, or maybe might have been a little nicer if it wasn't that crazy here and there. That's Dave Matthews. It's a completely different genre, different drama, different. Shabby different, but like sometimes you'd be like two monotonous sets, right? Like, and their songs are long songs. They're not like 4 minutes, 3 minute songs that Incubus and usually does. Yeah. So when you're listening to a song that's like 5 or 6 or 7 minutes long, and then there's like constant changes, constant like really rushed thing here and there, that's a bit too much to take. Unless you're in the mood, you wouldn't be able to take it. So with me, for me, Incubus, I can listen to it anytime I want.
Yeah.
I don't have to be in a certain mood or a certain like you know, like a কোনো particular setting এ থাকতে হবে না to enjoy it. You know what I mean? And that kind of I think comes from the fact that his grooves breathe for me.
Yeah.
And when I'm listening, as a drummer, when I'm listening to Incubus or any kind of song, I'm usually focused on the drum aspect than anything else later. But ওই গ্রুভটা যখন ঠিক থাকে তখন আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে it's breathy to me and I enjoy it. That's
I
what
think, yeah, I think you're correct. One thing that I'll definitely add and like sort of circle back to like Talk Shows on Mute is like take a very simple song like Talk Shows on Mute, and then there's always something new that's happening in how he's composing a song. Like we're talking about the hi-hat thing that he does. Eh, When you listen to it for the first time, like I was very difficult for him to pick up exactly what he said, but then when I sort of understood that this is such a simple addition, just an accent sector, and that it changes the entire book, and I was like, "Yes, that's pretty interesting." But let's move from like Two Left of the Murder to Make Yourself. Um, that's also an album that came like a long before like Morning View. Um, what do you think is like
কয়টা গানের নাম বলতো কিন্তু
Pardon Me ase, Make Yourself ase, Stellar ase. There is. Oh, that is Make Yourself. Yeah, that is Make Yourself as well. But like, I don't got. I'm a phone.
Pardon me ধরো দিদি বলি আমার let me just look it up.
Yeah, so Spotify the gilly far away.
কি বললাম make yourself.
Make Yourself, yeah. But I mean, like to me, like there is Pardon Me, of course, and I feel like that's the absolute gold standard for in that album. But like, I'm not gonna Make Yourself with the title track. On it was like it's just like there's so much happening in that much kind of beat section. It's just so nice.
For me, Pardon Me is one of, I think, is kind of sort of defined also the same, right? Like,
Yeah.
Because that's a style. That's the style of drumming that I've never actually heard before.
Yeah.
When I started, and it was from a long time ago. And when I heard it, I was like usually Incubus গান সবাই first শুনে হয়তো যে we should hear অথবা Drive and stuff. Although like a part, but like when someone's introduced to them, they're usually looking at Spotify together. I can see Drive is the most popular song.
Yeah.
It's the most heard song. Then it's Pardon Me.
Yeah.
Then it's Wish You Were Here. But like for me, I didn't listen to Drive as their first song. I listened to that album, a Megalomaniac album. But yeah, I feel like Pardon Me kind of defines a little bit of his signature style where he does a lot of really cool accents.
Yeah.
He does a lot of really cool fills here and there, which with the splash and his really small, tiny kid. But
That's great. Yeah.
There's also a tiny kid here. Sounds incredible. I don't know how he did it. Like it's a big kid where he has, I think, 2 toms or so. But his palms are like there's a name for it. It's called fast toms. That's what he calls it. So basically it's like it's all very small. If খুব বেশি depth নাই, but it's slightly larger, and he uses a snare which is like just big, probably like 7 or 8 inches here pocket, and kind of like ওই album থেকে kind of made him. I feel like finally
Yeah.
the stuff that he's doing. See, Pardon Me is a song where we heard it for the first time. We've never heard a song like that.
Yeah.
Right? Like like this is like there's a verse, and then like verse he should say like that কি জানি করে, I still can't figure it out. I still haven't picked it up ever. And then like that snare rolls ওখান থেকে যখন ঢুকে, it's a bit of an off as well when he gets into the chorus, right? It's not like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, or it's not like that. It's a bit of an off there. It's either a 7 or a 9 or something like that. এই জিনিসগুলো না তখন it was মানে তখন আমরা বুঝি নাই, but when now that we're a bit older, you understand a little bit of it here and there. I feel like it's more it tells you how mature he was back then and how well his stuff is aged over the last 20 years or so, right? So I mean, like your question was what?
Why pardon me? Like
Yeah, because
standard
because
song.
because it aged so well, man. It's like the stuff he does that he did back then is the stuff that I want to do in my schools now. And and this is a guy who's done it 20 years ago and now is like making money over that song.
Yeah.
He's thinking of new things. মানে আমি just মানে মাঝে মাঝে ওটাও চিন্তা করি যে আমরা আসলে অনেক পিছায়ও আছি in this context, right? Like, but yeah, I mean, like his stuff over the years ages so well. His fills, his grooves, his mentality, his approach to the drums as well. I feel like that is for me sort of defines what Jose Basis is all about.
Yeah.
Also, I think if I may cut in, like one of the things which defines Jose Basis or any good drummer is you can't take their drumming and the drum line composition in a vacuum
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it it sounds the way it does because of the guitarist, and Vigor, and the bassist. The first one was Dirk Lance and Ben Kenny. So I mean, তুই যেটা বলি যে লাইক পার্টনার ইয়ার কোর্সে ঢোকার রোলটা যে অফে ঢুকে, it's that way, and he played that only because the rest of the music demanded that.
Yeah.
So once you figure out where the guitar and the bass comes in, it's just that's the most
Second nature.
obvious thing that you and also because they had been playing together for a long time, so I guess they had that
Connection to Haque. I think, like I said, I just want to emphasize on the fact that it's like his parts that we've heard, like why we're talking about right now, like these songs are what 20, 30 years old, maybe
10 years.
20 years old, and it sticks to your memory so well.
Oh yeah.
And like to be ganta shunso age, even if you don't have the song picked up, someone asked মানে ওনাকে বললো বাজাইতে তুমি পুরো একদম accurately না বাজাইতে পারলে you'll be able to play a little bits and pieces of it here and there because it's so memorable, because you know what he does and you know what part is where the stops are,
Yeah.
where he stops playing, where he comes back, and all of that stuff. Maybe ধরো ওই filler যেটা আমি বললাম snare যে রোলটা হয়তো accurately না বাজাইতে পারলে you know what the pattern is like, right? Like this is why I actually really like him so much, because it's been, for me, his stuff has been like one of the most memorable parts that I've stuck to over the last few years that I've been paying.
Yeah. And if you think about it as well, like if you just take a little step back on Pardon Me, we have one with the Stellar
Oh,
and which is like just a song of its own. Like,
for me, best part of the kuchi যখন chorus ঢুকে যায়,
that roll again.
it's not,
Yeah.
that's so cool. Like this is one of
I still don't know what count.
I mean, কাউন্টি তো ভালো বই, just like
Feel just যা বাজানোর বাজাই.
follow the music.
Huh?
Follow the music.
Well, so I think that's also one of the things that Jose Versus does. His technicality is great, but I think he prioritizes feel over his technicality.
Like if you like in that album, there's a song most people don't talk about it. I realized it আমি যখন ওকে মানে Incubus দেখতে গেছি, song called I Miss You. Like in that album, bro. Like it's just such a
I picked up that song.
yeah. That song is literally like just like just playing with the feet. It will be soft একটা গান and he's just playing it, just playing to the merit of the song.
So আমার একটা favorite গান একটা একটু recent. আপনি শুনছেন না Isadore? Isadore, huh?
Yeah.
It's so cool, that song, man. Like I don't know if you've heard that song. It's a very, very beautiful song. So it's a good Incubus song. It's an actual Incubus. শুনলেই বোঝা যায় Incubus, huh? But the way he starts the song, where he plays in that song, it's like he doesn't come in like bang on. He's building up on it. He's building the drums here and there, and then abar nama there. He's basically telling a story, and I really, really like how he does that.
Yeah. Before we move on to Morning View, one thing that I think we didn't discuss about Pardon Me is how the drums complement the rap.
And the bass as well.
And the bass, I think the bass follows him, but he follows the voice. Mike Eisinger is independently doing whatever he's doing. but how the entire drum line just complements the rap.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just I think
Like
like
what I was talking about, Manson, is the versatility section where he's rapping.
yeah, I think like that's another reason why like Jose Pasillas like his drumming is like like it sticks out like in a crowd, like you can understand like that this is a Jose Pasillas song if you really know who the person is by how like complimenting his drum parts are, especially to someone who's singing. I remember কই জানি or maybe দিওবার আমাকে independently আলাদাভাবে কোনো এক জায়গায় বলছিল যে oh no it's in a some groove trap interview. He said that okay you need to follow the guitar player, not the bass player. The bass player follows you.
Yeah.
Follow the guitar player. And I think that's interesting because like when you look at
Yeah, he said that, dear boy.
Cyber boy.
Joking. Correct, sir.
but yeah, I think that that's very but yeah, I think like you see you listen to Jose Pasillas and you sort of understand that he's following not the guitar player maybe, but like following a combination of guitar player and the guy who's singing, and the bass is following him, which is just great, which just makes it like even better. But moving on
Yeah.
from Make Yourself to what I think is Jose Pasillas's gold standard, Morning View. Why do you think the Morning View is not his gold?
No, I mean, like, it's not like I don't. It's a matter of personal preference, too, rather. Sure. I mean, Ayuin is from Morning View, right? Ayuin is one of my favorite songs. I think, the whole drum intro thing that he does.
I want to play.
That's okay. The drum intro thing that he does, kind of reminds me of a in some Beatles era ganda. What's that song?
Come together.
Come Together, Weird and Modern. It's not the same, obviously, but it's a very.
ওরা লাইভে কিন্তু কাম টুগেদার পরে আর ইউ ইন করে
So I think it's inspired. I don't know, maybe from there or something. But and then from that roll thing that he does, and then he comes into the groove. The way he comes into it, so smooth.
Yeah.
It's so tasteful, and then the groove itself. It's not a normal. It's like a dish.
Yes.
And then it's an odd count as well. And then he moves into the eighths. Well, first take took into there's a little bit of a different time signature, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm like paper in. But did that song had a huge impact on me as well, because I feel like it was great, but I feel like personally, if you had a gun to my head, I would say that album, because for me it was the first time I've heard Incubus.
Yeah.
And this album wasn't the first album that I've heard. Maybe if doing Morning Views, maybe I would have been like, nah, Morning Views, it's for me. It's the gold standard.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
But it's more like an emotional thing rather than an analytical thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean like for me, the first Incubus song I ever heard was Drive, which I mean like million others. But like আমি যখন Drive শুনছি, it just appeared to be like some
Drive কি actually drums আছে, right?
আছে
Electronic drums না?
না আছে শেষে আছে, but যখন আমি প্রথম শুনছিলাম তখন আমার কাছে it just felt like a normal song, but then I never explored Incubus until much later. um I don't particularly remember, but কোনো না কোনো একটা গান আমি 11 AM শুনছিলাম সবার আগে from the Morning View album. And I thought, what is this guy? কি হইতেছে এখানে? And then I think I took my time to like completely sit through the entire album, and I think like, it was just a very enjoyable experience. And I was like, okay, let me listen to this again and again and again, and eventually I picked it up. My opinion of like Morning View is that I think Nice to Know You as an album opener, it feels like that song was made for the previous album,
Yeah.
not for Morning View. Like it's so different from anything else in Morning View. But then I don't know, but like it just sounds very different. Like for me, Morning View begins from Circles. And
They're your favorite.
yeah, it's my favorite song. Yeah, 100%. So
শালা কিন্তু জোস বাজে সার্কাস একা আনাহারি বাজে
things. Yeah. But hey, Circles I think the song for me the album like really begins. Not saying that I don't like Nice to Know You. I love it.
নাইস টু ইউ জোস কেন
It just sounds very different from the entire product.
করছিলেন না নাইস টু নো ইউ I think I saw that the first time you did it as well. Was it STM Hall?
Oh.
STM Hall ছিল না
I don't think we've done it live.
He just said you did.
A few moments later.
Where was he?
কোন অ্যালবামে ছিল?
Morning View to chill. Oh, yes. I still think that Nice to Know You is a very, like, I think it's out of place. Like, it's a very, very good song, but like, it's just not like with the how the entire Morning View product sounds. Nice to Know You is just very different.
Nice to Know You to Wish You Were Here was also part of the album. Like,
Yeah. So it was Nice to Know You, Circles, Wish You Were Here, and a Poremone 11 a.m. at okay.
right. So for me, I think this is where my initial point about him, giving room to breathe for songs came about. Like, I feel like a lot of his stuff was very, for the lack of a better word, atmospheric, right? Like, it was very flowy, it was very smooth. It wasn't like raw or aggressive in any way or form. Like, Wish You Were Here just was a very flowy,
Yeah.
very nice at the intro with like a really nice cool groove on the second verse. And so yeah, well, you it's awesome. Like, but like I said, if I come back to why Morning View isn't me, because when it wasn't the first album that I heard,
Yeah.
it wasn't the first one of Incubus one. So yeah, for me, like Talk Shows on Mute album making up.
I will love the murder.
Roll Up to the Murder is my best.
Let's try and contrast these two albums though. So like for instance, আমি Morning View নিয়ে এটা বলি. So like for me, the reason why I really pick up on Morning View and like I really, really dig that album and then dig. Nice reference to another album. But like why I really dig that album is because I feel, not saying that like he wasn't intentional in the other albums as well, but I feel like every single thing that he played was extremely intentional and he knew what he was doing. Like for instance, 11 AMA, this is something that I've not noticed in other albums, but like how he's controlling the hi-hat and using the hi-hat to control the entire tempo of the song and how it builds up, how it like goes down. That's so intentional. I think later on, one of the songs that most people don't really talk about from Morning View is that Blood on the Gun is so heavy. মাঝখানে ওই যে groovy একটা bridge যে পার্টটা, that's, I feel like that's also very, very intentional as well. Because like, again, giving more like creating breathing space, but also allowing, let's say, the DJ to come in as well.
Oh yeah,
So that's,
completely forgotten about the DJ.
yeah. But I think the reason why like my favorite is Morning View is how the album ends with aqueous transmission, and how he also felt that there isn't really a lot that he needs to do in that song.
Yeah.
And then creates that breathing space by basically not taking almost anything, just how kept to write by there.
Right.
So I feel like that's like how intentional he was with, conceptually approaching that album. Like something that I really, really like. Like I usually like these kind of stuff. Like, how a person doesn't have to be like a drummer or anything, or how a songwriter approaches writing an album or writing his parts, being very intentional to the concept that he's approaching.
Right.
So I feel like that's why Morning View was like, my favorite. So contrasting that.
So contrasting that, for me, like অনেক সুন্দর বলছে, আমি এত সুন্দর বলতে পারবো না, but I think for me, Crawl Up to the Murder is more like, I feel like it's his, for me, it's a very subjective for me as well, but I think it's his best creative expression in terms of how he does very unusual accents, his phrasing for his music, for his grooves. There's a lot of like aspects which is kind of, I would say, progressive as well. In like Goro stuff that he did with Megalomaniac is completely fresh. Like we haven't heard something like that before, and he's done something like this now, and then it fit the song for me so well that that kind of made me like him even more.
Yeah.
Maybe go find out about him even further. So I think, yeah, if you were to look into that, for me, I think it's his best creative work. I don't want to say the best by far, because he's done much better work later.
Yeah.
But I think it's the most impactful creative expression from Jose Pasillas in that album.
Okay, that's great. So we're sort of nearing the end of this. what I want to like have a very brief discussion on, and I want to involve both of you as well. And I want to involve like both of you as well. Because we're nearing the end, and I just want to have a very brief discussion. I want to involve both of you in this. What do you think about like Jose Pasillas and how he has approached the newer albums? Like talking about Eight, for instance, right?
I am heard not. Eight ki ye Isidore album not to look at Pundani. That's a 22 of a bear. So is it a promise?
Not now when.
It's not now.
Yeah.
Promises with na?
Yeah.
Promises with yeah.
So that's also very weird. If not now, when niya kotha bolini, light beanies niya kotha bolini.
It's okay.
But it's okay. Talk about. But like, what do we think about like his newer albums, newer body of work?
I mean, we should start with you because I haven't heard much of his news.
আমি জানি তুমি পুরো অ্যালবামটাই শুনছো এই
Yeah.
and the new
It's a very subjective. Subjective, but I think his playing style changed just because the overall drum treatment is different. As in, they went for a bit more modern drum sound.
yeah
And not something which necessarily appeals to me as a drummer. But I mean, whatever floats everyone's boats. But in terms of, so we like it's a more compressed drum sound. So I feel like when a drum sound is really more compressed, which is that that I don't know how to say it, breathability or flowing factor.
Yeah.
Is a bit more reduced, constrained. So I think he played according. Again, that's also like the sign requirement of like he played for that sound, or maybe he just got older. Who knows?
Yeah, that's also another thing.
But I prefer the drum sound of like the earlier albums, like till Light Grenades. I think it was. I mean, from Light Grenades, you could hear the sound changing a bit. It was not as organic as the previous one's album.
But it wasn't fresh.
More processed. So maybe,
I haven't heard much of it, but I mean, it's not like I haven't heard the songs at all. But I mean, analytical of it, but that also tells me like Jilo Dio Bhai has this set. I feel like when you see an Incubus track come out, you're like, damn, I want to see what Jose Pasillas is that. For myself, like I'm a drummer, so I love him and love his playing. For me, it wasn't like I was a little underwhelmed. Maybe, perhaps there. It's not exactly how I would have imagined it. Hey, maybe like as an artist, they evolve, people change, bands change. But for me, it wasn't as memorable as the previous album.
yeah wait, do you want to add anything?
I think I just want to add. I feel like he's a drummer's drummer. Like
Yeah, 100%. Yes.
I think there's that aspect of like it's just
Well, on the title of this video, a drummer's drummer. No way. Nice. Sorry, good copy. No, I think that copyright. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's fair.
you want to yeah. So you want to conclude?
Concluding remarks আমার কাছে তেমন কিছু নাই. But what I feel like, I think the way we started this conversation, like, and like say taking that line, like he's a drummer's drummer. Like us three are here. You have people like kids like Arab who are growing up, or these are like new drummers who are also finding out who Jose Pasillas is and are being very easily influenced.
Just the thing is they've had access to Jose Pasillas from a very young age.
Yeah.
So I think they to a certain extent they know a lot more because they have more research data.
Sure, but consider this. There is definitely a generation gap, and like in the kind of music that we consume and the kind of music that
still like it,
and we still pick up by saying like, okay, of all these people and all the newer options that we have, I still pick Jose Pasillas, and I wanna like explore whatever he's doing, and that sort of goes to show like he's a drummer's drummer, but B, how like he has created something that's like it's very like a body of work that's very timeless.
Yeah.
So over time, people are gonna still continue. What I feel like
So watching a really good show, which you can just watch.
yeah,
in
100%.
real life.
Yeah. I think like that's what makes Jose Pasillas who he is as a person, as a drummer. I wouldn't say as a person because like you know he's not my friend, not my friend.
Mystical relationship.
But yeah, I think like that's what makes Jose Pasillas who he is as a drummer, and I think like that's a good place to like end this, saying that he is the drummer's drummer.
Cover. Just like you are. That's fair.
জোরে কে চিৎকার দিছে
তুমি দাও
Now like gonna but now this man.